Welcome everyone. My name is Terry Widener and I'm your host this evening for this great Super 10 training on Saturday. And I'm in Murrieta Hot Springs, and trust me, it's really hot here today. I have this bright sun coming in through the window that is really, really hot. Okay.
I'm going to put my feet on.
Tonight we're going to have some more training like we did 2 weeks ago. We had a super training and we're recording it in the boardroom right now. We're also doing it live on the my video broadcast, and I'm also videotaping it for later so we can put it all together. So everybody that's not here tonight can view it live later on. So everybody say welcome.
Welcome!
Okay, that way they know that we're really here. And there's some people here. Okay. First off, I'd like to introduce this lady who I've learned a lot from and continue to learn. And most of us know her, Rose Jacobson. And she was on our corporate call Friday with some really, really good information for the children about the vitamin D3 and B12, how important it is. And I actually sent that recording to my niece, whose son is having some difficulties, and I hope that she was able to learn something from that and help her son out. So that was very important. And Rose has been on every Friday. It seems like we're going to have a regular Friday Rose. Okay, so that's a good deal because she's got a lot to share with us about how the vitamins work and everything, and we're all ready to learn. So Rose is a colon hydrotherapist. Did I say that right? Okay, it took me a long time to learn that. And she also works with doctors on nutrition and everything, and she'll fill in a little bit more about her background because it's really a great background, and she's going to give us a lot of good training today. All right, so let's bring up Rose Jacobson.
Hi everyone, good evening. It's still daylight, but I'm going to move this back a little bit. Yeah, see that I told you a little bit. So anyways, my name is Rose Jacobson, and I am a nutraceutical rep. I've been a colon hydrotherapist since 2003, so over 10 years, and I've been fortunate enough to be introduced to this company with sprays from Mel and Amy, and I'm just stuttering right now, so can't. So, and I've been fortunate enough also to be on the calls on Friday morning, and it's just been really a pleasure. There's so many more intelligent people out there, but the little bit that I do know of this race, I really enjoy sharing it with you. Again, I think that we're really blessed that we have our 4 sprays that come in our little pack, and actually this is a great anti-aging pack. So let's talk about the anti-aging today with the sprays. And the first spray I want to talk about that I find anti-aging, also for our children too, because we want to keep our children as healthy as possible for as long as possible. And that's one of the things we went over this last Friday was the D3 and how important it is, the D3 for the children. We're actually seeing that there's a lot of children right now that are, and I say a lot, that do have asthma. We're seeing more diabetes. We're seeing cholesterol, high cholesterol on younger kids. And one of the things that one of the doctors that I work with did mention to me, that if there's not enough vitamin D in the body, that will actually produce high cholesterol. So a lot of times we think about high cholesterol, somebody who is maybe eating too many fatty foods, or they're just not being able to process the cholesterol. And actually, it could be a deficiency in D3 that might do that too. So sometimes you'll see people who go on on cholesterol medication, and right away they start having problems with it. They start getting the muscle weakness. So one of the suggestions is to up your D3, because we know cholesterol medications actually deplete the body of D3. Anybody who's got acid reflux, a lot of people who are taking Prilosec, Tagamet, any of these medications, again, deplete the body of the D3. So we know that there's a lot of people out there that need the D3. The average recommendation for people is 5,000 units for a healthy person. So if you are someone who is obese, somebody who is older, you know, we have our grandparents, older people, someone who's already struggling with their health, we probably want to increase that. You know, again, you can have the D3 levels checked. Last I heard, 40 was normal, but there's actually doctors out there who are saying anywhere from 70 to 100 would be a norm. So D3, I think, is very important for preventative medicine, keeping our immune system up. Any medications that deplete, anyone who is overweight is going to have a harder time, or someone who doesn't have a gallbladder, because when this is a fat soluble, and so if you don't have a gallbladder, this actually works really good because it doesn't have to go through your digestive system. When you take the D3 and you spray it inside of the cheeks, inside of your cheeks, it gets emulsified right into the blood. Did I say that correctly, Malia?
Yeah.
Okay. So really important. So anybody you know who doesn't have a gallbladder, or is on a low-fat diet and is taking their D3 and their numbers are down, keep in mind the spray is going to be wonderful for them. So D3, 5,000 units. Wintertime's coming, you guys. So keep this in mind. Flu, 5,000 units. Some people say in the wintertime up to 10,000 units, but this is what is out there. Look at it on the internet, but I recommend the 5,000 units. And with kids, 3,000 units to help with the flu. So there was actually a study out there that showed that the D3 did better than the flu shots to keep people from having influenza. The next one that's really important is B12. And we talked about it on Friday, how important B12 is for children. We use it for skeletal, muscle, bone, cardiovascular health, okay? And our kids are in the process of growing up. There was a study that I don't know if I shared on Friday. There was a woman, a woman and a man. Obviously, they had a baby. So, sorry. There was a couple, and they had a thriving baby. But at 8 months, they noticed that the baby started getting a little more lethargic, crankier. The baby was regressing. So they did all these different tests to try to figure out. At 8 months, the baby was healthy until like the 8th month. It was sitting there, and it started having like little ticks. And they ran so many different tests, and you know what it was? B12 deficiency. That was the last test they ran after about the 4th pediatrician and the neurologist. B12, we're seeing a deficiency. And one of the articles that I read said that women who are pregnant with a B12 deficiency actually pass it on to their kids. Okay? And I'm going to say this, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody who uses any kind of medications, recreational drugs, alcohol. We need to deplete. We need to actually boost our body with B12, because all those three things, what they do is they actually deplete the body of B12. So my boys who are in college know that they have to use their B12. So, but it's really, really, really important, because I think a lot of people don't talk about, and maybe you're someone who says, well, I don't drink anymore, or, you know, that was in college. Yeah, but how much did you do and how depleted were you? And think about it. That's the time we start having, you know, people get married, they have children, they're probably all depleted. And so we see a lot of this with the kids. Also the lack of focus with children. The apathy, where they're just kind of like not into anything. You know, you're not only going to see them being lethargic. Constipation. These are all really good reasons to give it to kids. And for adults, anti-aging. It makes healthy red blood cells. Helps you make healthy red blood cells. That's really important. Again, it's for our nervous system. So B12 is a total must. And I will say, too, that you want to keep in mind, too, that we use methylcobalamin. We use pharmaceutical grade D3. This is really important because Mel and Amy, who are the owners of the company, wanted the highest quality of xylitol on these products. That's what they're using as a sweetener. So we're not using juice or fructose or sucrose. We're using the best products available for that. The next one is the metabolic lift, and this isn't just to help with your weight. This is actually to help with your metabolic health. Almost every product that is in here is to boost your metabolic health. So, you know, a lot of times people exercise to keep their metabolic rate up. So if you exercise, which is wonderful, and I think that exercising 3 times a week is the minimum that they like to see most of the practitioners. But I would say that this one to boost our health for anti-aging, because we all want to age gracefully. So, like I say, the metabolic lift is not just for people who want to lose weight. It actually helps with your metabolic rate and helps people with balance their blood sugars. So that's really important too. And especially when we see that diabetes type 2 is really, really high in the United States right now. And then the last one I want to say is Dreamtime. So that's one of my favorite products because my husband, I'll tell you a quick story, used to take 12 milligrams or more a night to go to sleep at night. And after taking the Dreamtime, he's now down to 2 milligrams. So actually the Dreamtime has the melatonin. It's only 1 milligram per 8 sprays. I don't have a problem sleeping, but I take 4 sprays, so I'm taking half a milligram a night of melatonin. And melatonin is a natural hormone we have in our body that, as we age, depletes. There are some studies that are showing prostate cancer and low melatonin levels, breast cancer, low melatonin levels. And think about it, when you go to sleep, that's when your body regenerates itself. So if you're not getting into a good REM sleep, you're probably not getting into a sleep where the body can repair itself. So sleep is really important, and I know a lot of people say, well, I can't take melatonin. But hi guys. But again, if you're taking 3 milligrams of melatonin versus 1 milligram of melatonin, that makes a huge difference too. The other product that is in here too, it's got a proprietary blend of herbs like feverfew, valerian root, skullcap. These are lavender. These are all common herbs for your nerves. And sometimes, you know, when we try to go to sleep and we're so wired and we're on, this is the nice thing about these. The herbs are very safe. And again, it's just a small blend with your 1 milligram of melatonin. So again, I think that these products, all 4 of them together, are very much anti-aging. So we all want to age nicely, and we all want to be healthy as we get older. So let's supplement our bodies with some of the best products I think that are out there. And so if people say to me, what's the best vitamin for my kids? I'm going to definitely say B12 and D3, okay? Because we need it throughout the body. Every cell needs it. You know, again, our muscles have the D receptors on them, so we need to make sure that our kids have everything they need for when they get healthy, and we need to age gracefully too. Okay? So thank you very much for allowing me to talk. And I want to thank Carrie so much for allowing me to come.
Thank you, Rose. That was really great, as usual. Okay, moving along. We could listen to Rose all night long. So if you want to come back up, come on up now. The next person who's coming up is Nikisha Bond. And I will let her tell you more about her background because she has a varied background also. Has her own company of not natural grass, but synthetic grass. And I have no idea why anybody wants synthetic grass, but she did a great business on it. So, without any further ado, she's going to go through a few things, a quick presentation, and go into that for us a little bit. So, Nikisha Bond.
Thank you, Terry. Thanks, Terry. Okay, hi everybody. I know you guys are all in 10, and I think probably most of the people on the line are in 10. But what I wanted to do first is I wanted to go through a quick, compensation plan training, because I think it's important. And even though the compensation plan to me seems really, really easy, because I talk about it all the time, to some people it's still kind of confusing. So what I want to do is present it to you in a way that you guys can present it to your potential prospects and you guys on the line. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, one of the things you always want to remember is that what makes this such a great opportunity is not that you can make a lot of money, and not so much that you have these amazing sprays, but that you're at the right place at the right time. So what a lot of people don't realize is, if you think about it like this, imagine if you were one of the founding members of Amway, or you were one of the founding members of Herbalife. Where would you be right now in your organization? How much money would you be earning? That's where you're at right now, because this company is not just here today and then maybe they'll be gone tomorrow. They have a 10-year history, which means that they're in it for the long haul. And that's really important when you're looking for a network marketing company. You want to be with a company that's going to be in it for the long haul, because that's how you're going to make your money. So when you're talking to your prospects, there's 10 different ways of getting paid. I got to do it on this side because I'm so used to it now. And the first way is the retail opportunity. So always remember, there is a retail opportunity with these sprays. Each one of these sprays is $25 and your cost is $15. So automatically you can make $10 a spray. If you are not selling your sprays right now, you are not maximizing your compensation. You're not maximizing the compensation plan, and I'll tell you why. There's a lady who's been buying the Dreamtime for me. It's her 3rd month of buying it. I've never pitched the business to her at all. And she said, you know what, I've been telling all of my friends about it. I've been telling everybody I know about it. I said, oh, you know, there is an opportunity. I said, you don't have to buy them from me. They can buy them from you. And all of a sudden, bam. She's like, now this is not a person who was interested in the opportunity. I knew that because I knew her. But now that she's been using it, now it doesn't even make sense for her to continue buying it from me and for her to keep telling her friends to come and buy it from me, because she knows I'm making money. So if you're not selling your sprays, you're not increasing your business. So I just want to make sure you guys know that you should be selling your sprays. And you will find that a lot of people do not have a problem paying $25 for these sprays. They do what they say they're going to do, okay? And so that's always important. Now, one of the things is, well, how do you know they're doing what they say they're going to do? You can get your D3 levels checked. You can get your B12 levels checked. You can sleep better at night, or you don't sleep better at night. Metabolic health, you can tell, because a lot of times it'll work as an appetite suppressant. So that usually I'll take it in the morning when I'm really, really hungry, and then all of a sudden I'm not hungry anymore. So I eat breakfast and I only eat half of it now. So there's real signs that it works. So you want to give people an opportunity to try the product so that you can then retail the product and then back in them into the business. That's calling retail to recruit. So that's always really important. But let's say you're like me, and for those of you on the line who don't know, like Terry said, me and my husband have a synthetic grass company. We've been selling synthetic turf for almost 10 years now. And we were doing really, really well, but you know, not everybody likes synthetic turf. Thank you, Terry. No judgment. And you know, a lot of people, they like grass. And what we found is that it's a luxury item, right? People will refinance their home and it's considered an upgrade, like granite counters. You know, it doesn't change the way you live your life, but maybe it's a little prettier when you go outside. And so we were hit really hard by the economy, because when credit dried up, business dried up, right along with it. When gas went up, prices went up. So, you know, because the price of oil and anyways. So all of those things got affected by the economy. So we were really open to an opportunity. And I always say, I wonder why no one ever told me about network marketing. Well, it's probably not that no one had ever told me. It's that I was never open. So that's another thing to remember. You have to be open for an opportunity. Everyone on the line, everyone in here is all open for an opportunity. So when you hear about the compensation plan, all of a sudden you picture yourself having a different life. And I'm telling you this because this is who you're going to be talking to. You're going to be talking to people who might have come in and they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're down to their last dollar. Their finances are going to run out in a certain amount of time, and they need to do something, and they need to do something quick. And they don't have $2,500 like we had when we invested in our grass business, $10,000 if you wanted to do it today. They only have maybe a couple $100s that they need to spare, and then they got to get into business and start making some money. So those are the people that you're going to be talking to, and when they come in, you want to make them feel you want to make them feel welcome when they come in here. You want to show that there's no judgment, and you really want to present the opportunity as a vehicle to get people where they want. Most people that you run into will not want to do network marketing because it's network marketing. They want to do network marketing because it's going to get them to a goal. So we could go around the room. I won't do it because I only get a little bit of time to talk up here. But you could ask every single person in here, and I can guarantee you they have a why of why they're doing this. Some people want to retire. Some people want to retire early. Some people want to retire comfortably. I can tell you right now that if you meet someone and they're like, oh, network marketing, I don't need this, I can tell you that I think it's 60% of seniors have to go back into the workforce after they retire because they can't afford to live on Social Security and their 401k. If you don't have a passive income, when you're talking to your prospects, they're doing themselves a disservice, because I can guarantee you the more companies cannot do that matching, the more you find companies that don't do, what's that thing called where you leave and they pay for you?
Pension.
And see, I don't even know what it is, right? I'm so young, no one's ever asked me for a pension, but you're going to find less companies that are going to give you a pension. So you're going to be talking to people who have absolutely no idea what they're going to do to when they retire. And this is what you're talking about. You're giving them a vehicle to get wherever it's they want to do. Music career, own their own business, you know, they want to do gymnastics, or like my husband said, I want to live the Bruce Jenner lifestyle. Whatever your choice is, that's what you can get. Okay.
Without the Kardashians.
Without the Kardashians. Okay, so the business compensation plan. Let me ask, because you guys have all been here, you guys have probably already seen me do this. Do you guys want me to do this or go right into the network marketing training? Do this? Okay. All right, so we talked about the retail opportunity, which is the first way of getting paid. The next way is to build a team builder. It's always important to let people know the difference between this opportunity and a multi-level marketing opportunity. And here's the biggest difference. When you do a multi-level marketing opportunity, they want you to build out wide. So what you do is you end up building out 3, 5, and up to 12, I've even seen, of different cells. And then they'll pay you for a certain level of depth. So usually that bottoms out, I think 8 is the most I've said. So let's say that you have one of your cells and they go all the way down to level 29. You only get paid at 8. Now as people leave, they'll push people up, but you won't get paid for the rest of that volume. The difference here is that we build depth, and we're going to talk about that later today. And when you build depth, that means that you get paid on everybody in your organization all the way until infinity. Infinity and beyond. They do cap out the compensation plan at $290,000, so like I tell people, do 2 distributorships, husband, wife, kids, whatever. It's a legacy, it's a good investment. So what you're going to do is you're going to build a left team. Oh, see, I should have closed this because it got all dry. A left team and a right team. And when you do that, hold on, let me move a little closer for the people on the phone. Okay, I hope that's better. Okay. Whoa! I did something, Terry. It disappeared. I did something.
No, it's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, so for the people on, when you do that, the company's going to pay you $50 for your left and $50 for your right. Your next job is going to be to help them get their 2 people. And the company's going to pay you $25 for each one of them. This structure right here, green and blue, makes you an executive, and you're going to make another $100. It's always important to recap to your prospects that their job really is to complete this, but they're really looking for 2. They're looking for 2 people who they want to work with and hopefully have a big network so that you can help them get there too. Right? If we really focus on you getting 2 and helping them to get 2, it makes it really, really easy. And I can show you guys a demonstration about what perfect duplication will look like. And Rose at the end will talk about the matrix and why it's so important to fill this in. This is the lifeblood. If we teach creating executives, we're all going to make a lot of money, because what happens is people start to see all these numbers and they start to hear cycles and they start to hear sales, and all they hear is, I don't know 100 people that I could contact. I don't know, 50 people that would join this organization. I don't know 16, I think this is, people that would join this organization. They get overwhelmed. You tell them, this is your life right here. And then your next life is helping these people get here. And if we're able to teach that system, because here's the problem. Let's say that you have 3 people, right? You fill this person in here. What happens to this person right here? They're not motivated to fill in the rest of their legs, because they're not motivated to fill in the rest of their legs, because there becomes an assumption is, oh, well, why should I work if you're just going to put people on me? Obviously, if you're someone like Malia, who got 20 people in her first TTP party, I don't need to build anyone. Malia's got more than enough people to put in my legs. So it's very important that you help these people to get there too, because if you don't, you're doing your organization a disservice. So make sure that you get 2, help them to get 2, you become an executive, you've already made $300. Then you go into cycle bonuses. And this one is actually really thrilling. I know it's kind of hard to explain at first, but let's just take it step by step. When you're explaining to your prospects, 4 and 2 cycles mean 4 people on the right, 2 people on the left, 4 people on the left, 2 people on the right, doesn't matter, switches back and forth, doesn't matter. You'll get $100, and you'll get a 50% match, which is a $50. So in actuality, each 4-2 cycle gives you $150. Why do we break it up? We break it up because a lot of times, if people are going through the passport, it's broken up into 2 different sections. So if people are counting, and you go through all of these and you just say it's 150, which it is, but you don't break it up, a lot of times they'll say, oh, you skipped one, and then you got to go back and explain it, and then they get all confused. So this is what you do. You tell them they don't have to do this. They've used this compensation plan and this technology for the last 10 years to pay people, I think, 520 different commissions every single week. So I don't want them to think of them have to do this. In fact, the software is so sophisticated that if you just let the system automatically place your people in your organization, it will do it to maximize your benefit. And the way it's going to do that is by building your outside legs, because that drives depth on the inside, okay? So your prospects don't have to do this, you don't have to do this either. And this is what the computer does. It goes, oh, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's 1, 2. Great, you just made $150. Then it says, but wait, there's more. Here's 4 people right here, and here's 2 people right here. You just made another $150. This is also a good point to recap to your prospects. Look at what you've made so far. Here's $300, $400, $500, $600 by creating 2 executives. Plus, right now they're doing a promotion that if you actually were able to create 2 executives, a left one executive and a right side executive, you would get an additional $1,000. That's all the way until September 10th. Is that possible for you today, being September 7th? It's still possible because you could bring in all your people. You could tell them push, 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 push. Get them to get their executive bonuses. Push them to get their iPad mini by involving 4. So you can still do that, but this is only until September 10th. But what we noticed here is that there's 2 people that we didn't count for. And a lot of times in traditional network marketing, these people will be flushed at the end of the month. I was in a company that you worked, and at the end of the month they erased everything that you did and you started all over again. That meant that everyone had to do their auto ships, everybody had to do their re-enrollments, but we don't do that here, which is why you don't see like, oh, end of the month is coming, because it doesn't matter. If you build, for 5 months straight and then you don't build, but you stay on your auto ship for 6 months, these 2 people will get counted as soon as your organization starts to build again. This is really important, and I say that's really important, especially if you're talking to someone who's been in network marketing before, because a lot of people have that same experience, where at the end of the month, it flushed out everybody that they had, and they had to rebuild their organization all over again. And what that does sometimes is it's demoralizing, because you look at your organization, and it doesn't start to populate again until people start to get on their auto ships. When do a lot of people schedule their auto ships? Usually towards the mid and end of the month. So a lot of times at the end of the month, you're pushing, 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 because you didn't know how many people were going to be in your organization. So that's going to be really key for the people who are experienced with network marketing, who have already been in some type of a multi-level marketing structure before, because they're going to be very, very skeptical when you start talking. Because they've been there, they've done that, they've had no money, they've made no progress with that one. Okay. So the front end of the compensation plan is going to make you very, very wealthy. As you can see, it's $150 for every cycle versus the back end, which is more people or more points that are required, and you only get $25. But here's the difference. The people who come in on the front end of your organization, you get paid for them once. So it doesn't recount those 4-2 cycles again. So I hope everybody knows that. And sometimes that's important to tell your prospects too, because a lot of times they start thinking, like I did the very first time, I'm like, what? You mean every time it's going to keep going through? I get 150, 150? Man, I'm going to be loaded. So that's what I thought. But this is actually even better, because it's a lot easier to get this on the back end. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm like sweating up a storm up here. Sorry, guys. Okay. So this is the back end. So you guys are going to get on an auto ship. Why are you going to get on an auto ship? I'll tell you why. Rose just explained that you and your children need to be on these products. Right, Rose?
Right.
And you need to take them how many times? Every day, right?
Every day.
Every day for the rest of your life. Why? Because you need 5,000 IUs of D3 healthy. That's not sick, that's healthy. That's to maintain health and be healthy. So everyone's going to stay on these. And when you do, you have 2 choices. You can get on 4 sprays at $59 and get 1 point, or you can get on 8 sprays at $119 and get 2 points. But if you do the 8 sprays, you actually get 2 sprays for free. So in actuality, you get 10 sprays right here. Why do I break these up? A lot of times people like to see value. You know when you go to a store and it costs you like $80 or like $20 to eat, and you get a plate of like this much food, and you're like, I don't think I got my value worth. People like to see more. And so when you say 10 sprays, which it is, at $119, a lot of people don't see that you're actually getting 2 sprays for free. Because this is 60, and 60 plus 60 is 120. So that's why you want to show there's extra value in that. and along with the 2 points. So let's say everyone on the left side of your organization is at the 10 sprays, and everyone on the right side is at the 4 sprays. For whatever reason, this is what your organization will look like in your back office. Now when it's doing the 6-3 cycles, kind of like it did in the 4-2, you're going to get $25 for every 6-3 cycle that you complete. And it does the same thing, except for now, instead of looking for people, it's looking for points. And I'll show you why that's so much more powerful. Right here, you needed 6 points, 2, 4, 6. You needed 3 points, 1, 2, 3. The great thing about this is that look at all the people who were on the 119, they actually got 2 sprays for free, and even though you needed 6 points, it took you 3 people, you needed 3 points, it took you 3 people. Why? Because they're doing the 2 points on the auto ship. So that's where the real value in this is. But let's think about this. Let's say that you're Malia, and Malia, I can tell you right now, uses way more than 10 sprays a month, right? Because she has a clinic, and she's selling it to her customers. I know Lisa does too, because she sells it to her clients. And let's say that they actually end up buying 100 sprays, and they use the share pack. Okay? A share pack is 5 sprays, and for each 5 sprays, you get 1 point. So 5 divided into 100 is 20. Now look at what this does to your organization. You have 20 points right here, and the computer's looking for points on each side. It doesn't have to be just one person. It's just looking for points. So think about it like this. When you start talking about the LCQ bonus, and you're talking about 100 points on one side and 50 points on the other, look at how many points you have just for this person. They can already start to qualify you for your LCQ. So if you imagine if you got a couple of people who were fitness instructors, who colon hydrotherapists, who were nurse practitioner, weight loss centers, and they started ordering, let's say you had 20 right here. 2, 4, 6. This is 60 people right here. Just these 3 people could fill that leg for your car qualifying bonus. That's how powerful this is. Imagine if you had, what was that, 6? Imagine if you had this. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people could qualify for that side of your car bonus, and then the other side could grow. So you guys are starting to see, and this is all residual income. So this is not necessarily income that you have to work for. Malia's working for it, Lisa's working for it, Rose is working for it. They're already out there because they know that people need these sprays. So they're not ordering it to benefit you, they're ordering it because people actually want this. They're doing more of the retail end of it. And when they do that, it benefits you in your back office. Another thing to think about it, if like the girl that I was talking about, if she doesn't want to join the opportunity and maybe that's not her thing, maybe what she'll want to do is get on an auto ship. Because now she's asking, well, what about the B12? What about the D3? And you're giving her little tidbits and things. So what I would do for her is say, hey, why don't you join at the $50 level and get on a 4-spray auto ship? Because think about it like this. You can continue to buy it for me because I will more than happy to sell it to you for $100. And let's say you bought it for the next 3 months like you did these last 3 months. That means in 3 months, you will have paid me $300. I'm okay with that. I'm not judging you. I'm okay with that. But let's say that you join at 50 plus 60, so that's 120, and then the next month, you were paying $60. So you could either pay $300 in the next month, or you could pay $240, and have less payments over time. So there's lots of different ways. So I don't want you guys to get stuck in, oh, they're only going to buy sprays, oh, they're only going to join the business. You want to find a hybrid, and that comes by asking questions. We talked about the form, family, occupation, recreation, money. People who want more money, they're going to want more business stuff, right? People who just want to be healthy, they want to maintain their health, they think the sprays are a really good job, get them on the auto ship. That's where you're going to get your money. So you don't want to end, I'm not going to go into the rest of them. You guys know LCQ, DCQ, and the bonuses. But I wanted to show you guys, these are different ways that you can start talking to your prospects and learning about them. Because if you just get stuck in, oh, business only, oh, retail only, then you'll miss the opportunity to get some of your regular retail customers on an auto ship. Because if you explain it to them, they'll see that the math makes sense, and it'll be delivered to their door, so she doesn't have to come and ask me, and oh, do I have it? Oh, I can't find my credit card. It'll be automatically charged for her. There's lots of different benefits of it. And then when she has friends who are interested in it, she can send them to her 10 website. They can start to learn about the product. So there's lots of different benefits. So don't pigeonhole yourself into just one business facet. I want you guys to be open to finding out what your clients need and being able to fill that, because a lot of what we do is customer service.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Other than retail sales, making money for retail sales, if someone joins at the $50 level, can they make residual income too?
No. The only way you can make a residual income is coming in at $250 at the minimum, but they also need to know that if they come in at $250, they're gonna miss out on the car bonuses and some of the other bonuses. So that's a great question, because people always wanna know that. Think of it this way, people who come in at the $50 level, they are only gonna be doing retail sales or getting on a monthly auto ship order, which is fine. Because look at how much you get paid. We have a dual core binary, so you get paid on the front and on the back. So you don't want to lose out on the people who are going to build your back office, because that is really where the magic is. $150 every single time you cycle is great. I'm not knocking that, but what I'm telling you is that anyone who's been a business owner knows that you don't have a 401k. So if you want to have something that you want to pass down to your children, if you want to have something that you want to leave as a legacy that you can sell, people have actually sold their distributorship saying, oh, it makes this much money every single month, and sell it for $1 million if you know it's going to make that other person $1 million in the next 5 years. So you can actually do that, and that's what you really want to build up, because the more depth that you can build to your organization, the more likely that you are to be very, very wealthy. So I want you guys to remember that you don't want to discount retail customers, you don't want to discount the retail side of the business, and really it's just getting people on an auto ship. Any other questions? Okay, what time is it? Okay, I still have time. I still have time, Terry. Don't take my time away. I got time. I got time, everybody. Don't take my time away. Okay. So what I want to do right now is I want to talk about, sorry, I'm sweating like crazy up here with all these lights. Okay. What I want to talk about now is a system for network marketing, okay? And so what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the system from a very high level. We'll take a quick break, because I know last time people said it ran too long. We'll take a quick break in case anybody has to leave or needs to use the bathroom or whatever. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about the rest of the system. We'll have Malia come up and give us some really great advice. So the system in network marketing, one of the things that you have to remember is that network marketing has a system for this reason: duplication. If you cannot duplicate, you cannot make money. And here's why. Not everybody is me, right? I love coming up here and talking to you guys, if you didn't notice. I love it. It doesn't bother me one bit. I can talk all day, all night. It doesn't bother me at all. But you're going to meet people who are like completely freaked out at even the thought of coming up here and talking about this, okay? And so if we don't teach people a system, they can't earn money themselves, because what they're going to do is they're going to say, well, I can't do that. I'm not going to be any good at that. I'm not going to be any good at this. So we have to teach them a system. And here's a system. I want you guys to write this down if you have pen and paper. Think of it like this. Can I run it deep? That's the system. Can, C, I, run, R, it, I, D, D. That's the system that we're going to be talking about. That's a great acronym to remember. Here's what that means. Contact, information, I'll say it again. Recontact, invite, and decision. Now, when I first joined, and I'll go back on that, so don't worry. First one is contact, information, recontact, invite, decision. Contact, information, recontact, invite, decision. Okay. When I first joined network marketing, I can be very honest with you guys, I did not like the system. I didn't feel like I needed a system. I'm a business owner. I'm above the system. I can do whatever I want and it'll be successful. Okay? That's what I thought. I know, it's selfish, but I'm just being honest. We're among friends, right? I can be honest with you guys. But here's the problem. What I found was that it was okay for me to do certain things a certain way, but the first question that I got from someone who just joined my organization is, well, what do I do? I can't do that. What do I do? How am I supposed to do this? What do I do? And so I found myself in a quandary, because I'm like, well, just go do what I did. And they would say, but I can't do that. And so we went around and around in a circle, and I couldn't understand why they couldn't do that, because it seemed really, really simple to me. And then I realized that the system is not for me if I don't think it's for me. It's not for me. It's for whoever joins my organization that doesn't know what to do. And you have to think of who are the people who are going to be joining network marketing. A lot of them are going to, some of them are going to be business owners looking for that residual passive income, but a lot of people are going to be just regular people. who work a 9 to 5, who come into the office, they have things that they need to do every day, somebody tells them what their priorities are, and they go and they take care of their priorities. That's how most people are when they join. And so when you're telling them, hey, now you've got this business, it's your own business, yeah, take control, do what you need to do, it's fun. They're like, whoa, I don't think I can do this. So in network marketing, we always have to teach people that there is a system. And the system is this, you're going to contact people. So first you're going to write down your list of people. I'm just going to do a high level and then we're going to take a quick break. So don't worry, okay. First you're going to contact people. Once you've made your list, you have to contact those people. There's no point in making a list if you don't then go and contact them people, right? And when you contact them, your job is going to be to give them information. You're not going to pitch them on the business. You're really going to just give them information because you need to find out whether or not they're open for an opportunity, whether or not they're interested in learning more about the sprays, whether or not they're interested in getting on some type of an auto ship. You're really just kind of feeling them out, and you feel them out with giving them information. And that information can come in the form of a video, a brochure, a website to get more information. I have a whole list of them. Hold on. I'll bring out my list when we start talking about it. I have a whole list of different information that you can give them. Once you've given them the information, you should contact your prospect within 48 hours. 48 hours. 48 hours. Because people get busy and people forget. And just like a lot of people who will sign up in your organization, they'll be so excited, they'll be so on fire, and then all of a sudden they don't return your calls. It happens. Why does it happen? Because we get busy and we're bombarded with information all day long. Every single day you're getting, how many emails do you get on a daily basis? How many text messages do you get? How many times do your kids come and bother you? You know, the most priority in your life just keeps switching and changing and moving and morphing. And so that's why 48 hours. Once you recontact them, that's when you're really getting your feelers to find out what is this person interested in and where should I invite them to next. And then your next thing is to invite them. You can invite them into a 3-way call, which we're going to be talking about because I don't think we've really utilized the 3-way calling system. Inviting them to a TTP party, inviting them to a training. If we know you guys have a guest here, we're going to make sure that we have an opportunity presentation for the guest, just like we did today. Even though Rose was educating you guys on the sprays, and even though I was educating you guys on the concept of the compensation plan, people who come in here, they're going to see that and they're going to say, wow, now I know about the sprays. Wow, now I learned about the compensation plan. And they're teaching me this stuff so I don't have to figure it out on my own. So training is a great time to invite a guest. We'll always do an opportunity at the beginning. And then it's time for the decision. And the decision is, you join my business, you buy some sprays, you don't want to have anything to do with me, or let me contact you in 6 months or so, okay? Whatever kind of decision is. And I want you to remember, we did some statistics at the end. 80% of the people who say no today are going to buy with you in the next 2 years. So a no today doesn't mean a no forever. I've talked to a girl, and the first time I pitched the business to her, she was like, no, I'm not into that, no, I'm not into that. And then the next time I'm like, girl, you need to get involved, this thing is happening, it is hot. She's like, yeah, you need to get me on that because my job is tripping. Just like that, her whole situation changed. Before, she had a great job, and it was great, and benefits. Then her boss got fired, and she's like, whoa, something's going on around here. I don't know what's going on. I need to start looking at my options, because it's all about timing. I would not have joined network marketing if it wasn't the right time for me. I just wouldn't have. It didn't matter. My mom did network marketing. My sister did network marketing. I knew tons of people who did network marketing. I was just not interested at all. I was in my business. That's what I was doing. I didn't want anything to take me away from it. So it's all about timing. So when you get that decision, the next thing is okay, contact you in 6 months? Great, I'll follow up with you. Or, hey, let me send you a sample, and then, I'll follow up with you after you finish it. Something like that. I'll give you a whole spray, 30 days. I'll follow up with you in 30 days, see how you like it, because I think you need this. Okay, you've been telling me about, this, that, and the other. I think you need this. So you always want to do another exposure. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let us take a quick 10-minute break for everyone to stretch. Yes?
What was the R?
Recontact.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm going to go into each one of those into depth, and I'm going to have Malia come up and talk about the inviting, because this woman here, I have never seen so many people at anybody's TTP party. The first one we had 50 chairs, she filled them all up, right? And ever since after that, she had a guest at every single meeting that she was at. She is a master at inviting. And I know a lot of people struggle with that, so we're going to have Malia do that. We're going to go and talk about all the different scenarios, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, people! 10 minutes. So here is the Can I Run It Deep training. And I don't know if I've sent you guys my welcome package, but if I haven't, please let me know and I will send it on to you. because you want to have a package. One of the things
I'd like
that,
to. Yeah, I'd like.
okay, sure. Just if I forget, I'm gonna try and post it on Facebook. Send me an email or a text, or talk to me after this, and I'll send it right from my laptop. So one of the things that we don't have in 10 right now is when you get your sprays for the first time, if you're a new distributor, you don't get anything with it. So why are you looking at me crazy?
Because she said I should have it, but I can't remember seeing it.
I sent it out to you guys,
Yeah,
to
I
my
know
team.
I've seen it, so
Okay,
that's why I'm
yeah.
saying she should.
So, just to satisfy everyone's curiosity, what's in it is the 14-day plan to become an A10 executive, this training, the matrix, suggested oral sprays, the memory jogger, the opportunity presentation, the training and meeting schedule, and the welcome letter, which has the 10 steps to success. Do you guys want me to go through those?
No, but I'd like
Okay, I will send it on to you.
Send it to
I'll go through it. I'm not problem. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be here till midnight. That's why we got the beer and the
I know. Okay, so first you're going to make a list. That's contact, right? You're going to use your memory jogger. So if you guys don't have a memory jogger, this is a memory jogger. And what that does is it jogs your memory. And how does that do that? It asks you a bunch of questions so that you can start filling in your list of 100 people. So if you could get one person for each one of these lists.
Get rid of that right side, so because that you can't even read. And if I know I'm blind, but
I
Oh, at the
can't.
top, yeah, right there.
Where? Right
Where
here?
you were just there.
This?
No, where it says 74%.
Bam!
That's good.
Okay, so if you were able to fill in one person for each one of these steps, you would have 100 people on your list. So who's unhappy with their income, who's concerned, who's the most successful entrepreneur that you learn, that you know, the best teacher, your friends, your dentist, person who does your nails, which I have no idea what her name is, works at the bank, holiday cards, so on and so forth. Everyone should have a memory jogger. So I'll send you guys all the welcome package because this is what you're going to want to go over with your new teammates once they join. Because remember, this isn't about you and what you need, this is about them and what they need and whoever they join into their business. So once they've created a list, and I have a whole instruction manual of 10 steps to be successful, of what you should do after your person gets signed up, what's the next step for both you and for them so that they know. Because again, when we're teaching the system, when we're using the matrix and we're filling all that in, you can maximize the compensation plan. So you want to find out if they're interested in learning more about the business, and you want to keep it simple. Do not give too much information. And Kim just got a great testimony. So Kim, I'm going to make you... Alright, so there's two things that Kim did other than, just amazing that you talk to people and make sure that you present the opportunity. There's two key things that she did. She did one, the stroking of the ego. It's very important. Pay people a compliment, a true compliment. I mean, don't tell them they're skinny when they're fat. Tell them they've lost weight. Things like that. And then the second one was to pique their interest. By taking the sprays away and taking it back and not talking about it, it made her feel like, well, you want me for a mentor, but you didn't want me to do the sprays? Let me see about these sprays. Let me see if I can do something like that. She sold herself on the business. So those are two really key things. So when you're contacting people, it's important to keep those things in mind. Do not give them too much information. Your job is not to give them too much information. Let me tell you why that's a bad thing too. If I go up to you and I give you a 10-minute spiel on the products and everything that I know and the compensation plan, the first thing you're thinking about for me is, okay, so now I gotta go and talk to somebody for 10 minutes about the compensation plan. I can't do that. I'm not gonna be comfortable doing that. The more you make it very, very simple, the easier they see, oh, I can duplicate that. If you come at them and you say, oh, like Kim said, these sprays that I've been doing, I've been looking for a mentor. That she's like, oh, okay, well, I might know some people who are interested. Then it seems very, very easy. If you go into this and you start pulling out charts and graphs and blah, 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 they're going to get way too overwhelmed and they're going to be like, I can't do this. A lot of people who could be really good will talk themselves out of it because they're waiting for an excuse to talk themselves out of it. I'll just be honest with you. So the next part is, once you've contacted them, you're asking them if they're open for more information. Most of the time people are going to say yes, either because they're polite or just because it's a habit that when people ask you a question, if you can say yes, people tend to say yes. So then you're going to give them some information. We have lots of different information that you can give them. You can give them a video. You can get them on the conference calls, which have changed from Monday. They're actually every day. Webinar is actually on Thursday, so let me update this for us. You can give them a sample spray. You can give them a brochure. You can give them a postcard. You can give them some of these flyer informations over here. You can give them a passport. You can give them anything that you have that gives them more information about X, Y, Z, fill in the blank of what they wanted. If they want more information about the business, don't give them a B12 brochure, right? You're gonna give them whatever it is that they want. You know, if they're interested in B12, don't give them an opportunity brochure. Same thing. You're gonna wanna make sure you give them whatever information that you want. There's lots of videos out there. I know if you go to Terry's YouTube account, he's got tons of videos out there. I've got 1 or 2 videos out there if you guys are interested. So there's a lot of stuff on Facebook. So you're gonna give them some information. You want to expose them, but you do not want to impose upon them, because you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can fumble all over yourself, and if that person is open for an opportunity, they will seek that opportunity. When I got involved in my first network marketing company, and nobody called me, they weren't looking for me, I just happened to see them online, and I started doing my own research, and then I reached out to like one of the platinum members. I'm like, hey, I don't know anything about network marketing, so you guys have to hire me. So, I mean, you guys sign me up under your group, I'm a hard worker, I want to learn everything that you have, just spill it out of your brain, pour it on the floor, let me pick it up. So, I was open for an opportunity, and I went out there and I got that opportunity. And so, you don't want to impose anything, because it won't do you any good. You can strong-arm someone into the business all you want, and they'll sit there and waste time and waste money. I can guarantee you that, so you don't want to do that. So the next one is you want to recontact. 24 to 48 hours, we are recontacting people. Why? Because people forget. People get busy. People don't remember how excited they were the very first time they saw the sprays. Then now the next time they're seeing it again, it's not as powerful. So you want to get them when they have that real excitement about it, when they might have told their mom and their dad. So I'll give you a great example. When I first started, Rose told me about vitamin sprays, and I'm like, not interested, Rose, thank you, have a nice day. She's like, no, you gotta come and see. I'm like, Rose, yeah, no, not interested. She probably, like, not pestered, but she asked me like nine different times. And finally I called Christina, I'm like, Christina, you need to tell Rose that I'm not interested. I appreciate her offering. I am not interested. I got my own stuff going on. I ain't got time for this right now. And she's like, oh, just come out to a presentation, okay? Just come and support and see what we're doing, make sure that it's all okay. I'm like, fine. If I go to the presentation, then they'll leave me alone. So when I got to the presentation, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, there's something really, really interesting here. And back then, there was no brochures, there was nothing. So then the first thing I did was I came home, and I was like, talking to everybody. I'm like, hey, you know, let me just put some feelers out to see if this is something that people would be interested in. So within that 24 and 48 hours, I had already recruited about 3 or 4 people into the organization because I was so excited. And so what did she do? Huh?
Without product.
Yeah, without product, without anybody even seeing it, without anything, because I was so excited. And so that 24 to 48 hours is very magical. And the first 90 days of someone's distributorship will make or break them. If they're here with the 90 days, they'll probably be here for the whole 12 months. If you lose them within that 90 days, they'll probably be gone forever. That's just the way that it is. Don't take it personal. There was a lot of things about this business that I took personally. I was like, how dare they? Do they think that I don't have a good idea? Do they think this is not a good opportunity? Do they think I wasn't a good leader? It's not personal. It's just,
48, 24.
right. When you recontact someone within that magical time, that's going to be the best thing. And when you recontact them, you want to be positive. People tend to be negative. I don't know why. I guess it's just human nature, right? You go to the news, the first thing they play is people dying. I think that's so depressing. I don't watch it. That's why I don't watch the news anymore. I'm like, I ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so when you first talk to somebody, you want to be positive and ask them, what did you like about the presentation? What did you like about the sprays? Because what they will love to tell you is what they didn't like. Because people are dream killers. And I don't know why this is, but I had to learn to stop taking it personally. But it's kind of like, oh, somebody gave me this great analogy. They said there are some times where you have some cultures where you put a frog in a bucket of water, you turn up the heat, and they'll sit there and they'll boil to death. You have another culture where people will start to climb on top of each other and help each other so that they can get out. And then you have the last culture where if a frog is trying to get out of the pot, somebody will grab him and pull him back down, right? Because if I'm down here, you need to be down here with me. And so you'll find a lot of people who will see you excited about an opportunity, know that you're taking steps on changing your life, and what that does for someone is it says, I have to reflect and see what I'm doing with my life. And am I going in the right direction? No, I'm not. Oh my gosh, they must know that. So let's take them down to my level. Let's bring them back down. Let's take their dreams away just a little bit. Just a little bit. That way I don't have to feel as uncomfortable about this person being so excited. So you want to stay positive. Even if they want to talk about the negative stuff, you want to talk about the positive stuff. Well, oh my gosh, did you like this? Oh, well, you know, the dream time didn't work for me. Oh my gosh, it works for me so well. But you know what? I had trouble in the beginning because I had to figure out how many sprays worked well for me. Because at first I did 8 and that was way too many. And then I did 4 and that wasn't enough. And I found 6. It was just right. So you want to make sure that you stay positive when you're recontacting them. And then the last part is you're going to invite them. So I'm going to have Malia come up and talk. Now, let me tell you guys a little bit about Malia. Malia is, first of all, an amazing, amazing person who, when you join these opportunities, you get a chance to meet amazing people. And so, in my former life, I would have never had an opportunity to meet Malia if it wasn't for Rose and this opportunity, and Lisa and all her loveliness. And I'm just meeting you for the first time, but I'm sure you're wonderful too. I'm sorry. So, but like I said, Malia has been amazing at inviting people. And she has such a warm and giving way of inviting people. And remember, these are people that you know. These are people who love you and care about you and probably your friends. And so her approach on how she's been able to fill up the room with over 50 people, 5 people at one TTP party, 10 people at another TTP party, at least one at every other one that she's been at. And she has a really great system. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up Malia to talk about inviting.
Thanks, Nakisha, for giving me the opportunity to share. And hi, y'all. Oh,
Don't worry about it. I'm going to cover you up so that I can see
come
you.
on. I just came from eating, so got some spots. All right, so hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good evening. I think the number one thing I just want to talk about, and all the things that have been said here this evening, I think is a great package. You have to use, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then also find what works for you. And that's what I'm going to talk about. When I first was, introduced to the opportunity by my friend Rose, of course, when she called me, I too was pestered. And I thought, I cannot get rid of Rose. I know how Rose works. She's just going to keep on me until I go to this cotton picking presentation. So anyway, I did. I showed up. And boy, I sure am glad I did. And it's changed my life. So I'm still here, and I'm now pestering other people. But the best system that I found and that I use, and you can utilize this as well, or just take the good and leave the bad, like my grandma used to say. But keep it simple, stupid, because people are already bombarded by the world of information we live in. When I first called people, first people I called, of course, was family, because they can't hang up on you. And I said, hey, Mom, I'm just tired of working all the time. And I need to find something else that's going to help me, with some type of additional income or something. But, my friend invited me to this presentation. It is just blown my mind. And I just wondered if you can come too. Brother, hey, bro, I really need your support. I'm taking a look at an opportunity, and I know you got my back. So I need you to come on Thursday at 7 p.m. to my office, and would you be there? Oh, well, yeah. Because when you put, value in the person that you're talking to, like you value their opinion, and I really value these people's opinion. I'm not just you don't have to make stuff up. Honesty is the best policy. So if you say, friend, I need you to take a look at this with me. I really value your opinion. I trust that you're going to tell me the truth and love, or however you want to say it. And I also like to invite people to attend the way I invite people to church. My cousin knows that she's been to my church. See, I pester people, but in a really nice way. I love up on them, and then I let them know that it's important to me that they can that when they show up to a meeting like this one, they're supporting you. People take that, they don't take that lightly. They really appreciate that when you use those words. You're supporting me. I need your honest opinion. I need you to take a look at this thing with me, and I know you're not going to steer me wrong. I know you're going to be, you're going to tell me the truth. And then other people, I've even gone to the extreme. Okay, I don't know what these people are going to be talking about, You know, I don't even know where these people are from. And you know, we're from the islands. We gotta stick together. Come, you gotta come with me. That's how I talk to my people. But when I talk to just any old body, I mean, in the line at Knott's Berry Farm, I'm like, guys, you know what? What's your name again? And people, the best sound to people's ears are their own names. So that's a key factor. Remember people's names, okay? So when they say, oh, Mary, you know what? Let me give you my number, because people aren't too keen on giving you their number. But then you say, well, could you call me so that way, you know, and people do it. You know, I don't know if that looks scary or, you know what, but they do it. And so then you go home and you text them and you say, hey, Mary, it was so great meeting you at Knott's Berry Farm today. Da, da, da. They listen. You know what? I know you mentioned that you live in Anaheim. We have this event going on in Anaheim, and it's on this date and this. I would really love it. And you use these words again. You say, I really appreciate it. I really, you know, would love to have you there. You know, the words are such an important thing. You know, when you use, and again, you're not making stuff up. You don't have to lie and be dishonest. But one, if it's your friends and family, I want you to have my back on this thing. When it's strangers, it's, hey, you know what? It was so great meeting you. It was, oh gosh, you know, I could tell that, you know, we're going to be friends, and, you know, I'm having this thing, and I'd love for you to have, you know, and if you can, have some food. You know how people love to come together for food. So you just tell them, you know, I'm going to have some people over. It doesn't have to be a professional type of setting, or it doesn't have to be, you know, such a serious thing. It could be, hey, we're just having a get together, or, you know, we're just having a kickback, or whatever words you want to use, depends on which part of the hood you're in, or whatever. But you just know how to talk to people. You know, you get a feel for people, where they're from, who they are, what they like, and then you try to talk. I know I'm taking over my time, but just to end on this note, you don't even have to have personality. If any of you know my brother, he's got none. Paul does not have a personality whatsoever. And he got some guy at the LA Fitness to come. And it's because Paul will start talking about football or whatever it is. Again, you just get...
He has a great team.
He's got... you just start talking to people. And he's so shy and not outgoing at all. The complete opposite of me. I'll talk your ear off. I'm like Nikisha. I like listening to my own voice. But Paul, you know what Paul did? Paul just, he said hello, and this guy said, hey, so I see you like the Giants. But and he said, yeah. Matter of fact, I do. He said, well, I'm from Jersey. It's like, oh, really? Well, how long you been in California? And that's what I mean. You don't have to have personality. You don't have to be outgoing. You don't even have to look cool. My brother doesn't look cool or have personality. And he got this guy interested. So I'm going to end with that. Just be yourselves, but be outside the box. And just use those words that people don't forget. That they, when you hang up that phone, they're going to go, man, I gotta go have Malia's back. What did she say we were going to? We don't know, but we gotta go have her back. So that's how I work it. So thank you.
Thank you, Malia. I love it when she comes up here and talks. She's awesome. So one of the things you guys have to remember, what is the purpose of inviting? The purpose of inviting is for third-party validation. This is what happens in network marketing. I could probably, and I have, talked to someone completely into the business. Sorry. I can and I have. But not everybody can do that. Not does everyone want to do that. And a lot of people, that might happen for Malia, that might happen for Rose, that might happen for Lisa or Christina or Terry, Kim, Steve. It might happen for all of those. I'm sorry. Keon, Joyce. It might happen for all of you guys, but what it might not happen for is the person that you enroll. Because then they start thinking, I don't think I could be that persuasive to talk to somebody into the business the way that I got talked into the business. And so that third-party validation makes it real. We're all here because we're all in a real business, right? We're not just making stuff up. There are businesses that you can go out there where you never talk to anybody, and they sell a concept. It's not a real business. It's not product moving through the marketplace. They're calling it network marketing. Bless you. They're calling it network marketing. They're saying that they're moving something through the marketplace, but they're really not. And a lot of people have lost a lot of money on those. Those are called pyramid schemes. When you're moving a product through the marketplace and the company's paying you commission off all the products that you move through the marketplace, that's network marketing. It's a distribution channel, and people have to know the difference. And so it's important for you to have third-party validation, because when they come to a room, they see all these people here, and they hear about everybody's different backgrounds, business owners, nutraceutical reps, Terry, video tech guru. They start to think, well, all of these people can't be duped into some, scheme. They actually probably have to be involved in something real. So that's what's so important about third-party validation, is you want to get them somewhere where they can feel that it's real. They can ask someone outside of you who maybe they don't trust you. Maybe they think you're a complete and total flake. And I'm not saying you guys are, but I'm saying you might enroll someone who doesn't have a good reputation with their family. They can't go and talk, like Malia said, to their people and say, come and help support me. They're like, what are you gotten into now? Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're this, you're that. They might say, hey, why don't we do a three-way call and you guys can talk to my sponsor, my mentor. And so I want to make sure that before we leave today, everybody here exchanges numbers, so you have at least one other person, other than the person that you came with or people that you already know, that you can call and do a three-way conversation with. Because what three-way conversations do is they make it real again. We've seen a lot of good people lose a lot of good people because they just kind of kept talking, and that person was just like, they keep asking questions and asking questions and asking questions, and you may be new and you don't know the answers to it. And then all of a sudden that person's like, okay, I'm not going to join. You don't have all the answers to my questions. I don't even know if this sounds kind of sketchy. Not really sure. Sounds too good to be true based on all the money you're talking about. So it's got to be something that I'm missing, and you don't have all the answers, so I'm not really feeling that right now. So I want to make sure that before we leave, and even you guys online, that we connect with someone so we can do a third-party validation. And this is how that's going to work. You're going to tell that person, how much time in advance do I need to give you before I do a third party? Give me 30 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, a day, whatever you need, so you know when you call this person. You're going to send that person a text, and you're going to introduce your prospect to your sponsor or leader or whoever person is. You're not going to introduce the leader into the prospect, because they need to have respect. And a lot of times, I could be the biggest joker in the world, but just because you don't know me, I might seem like an authority, right? So they don't have to know that. They don't have to know my background. Just because they're talking to somebody different, they might say, oh, wow, this person has some authority. They have something going on. So you want to make sure that whoever you're going to call, that's going to be a good person for your prospect to be introduced to. And you say, hey, Bill, you know what? I'm glad you're really interested. I'm glad you liked the information that I gave you. I would love to introduce you to my sponsor. Great person, edify that person. Say things about this business owner, nutraceutical rep, whoever it is that you're talking to, edify that person. Smart lady, smart guy, totally got me in on the game. I'm so excited. Let me introduce you to them, because I think it would be good, beneficial for you to hear from them. You get that person on the line and you say, hey, Rose, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Bill. Bill is XYZ, he's interested in a new opportunity, or he's interested in these sprays. I wanted you to tell him a little bit more about them. Our job is the third party person, and it doesn't have to be sponsor, it doesn't matter. Anybody else is third party validation. So it doesn't have to be me talking to Lisa's friend. It could be Lisa talking to my friend. She could be my third party validation because she's already in the business, right? Because we know more than anybody's going to know, right? Even if this is you just joined today you know more than someone who's not in the business, right? Because you've been to a presentation. So it doesn't have to be sponsor, it just has to be a third person. And you want to introduce that person, give them a little bit of information about them. And then what our job as the third party person is to say, so Bill, tell me what you like about whatever they're interested in. And your goal is to find their why. Their why is going to be their reason for joining. They're looking to have a passive income. They're looking to supplement their income. They're looking to retire. They're looking to buy a boat. They're looking to be a rock star, and they need money for their demo tape. Doesn't matter, whatever it is. Because that why is going to be what you're going to drill into their head to get them to the next exposure, right? It's all about exposure to exposure to exposure to exposure till they make D decision. And we'll get into that in just a second. So that's how the third party system works. You want to make sure, especially when you find someone who's kind of on the fence, putting that person into a third-party perspective, all of a sudden they're like, oh, wow. Okay, they're going to introduce me to someone. This is kind of exciting, okay. So they get on the phone, and all of a sudden they feel like they're being interviewed because now it's 2 against 1. You guys are both in the business. You guys have both validated this is a good opportunity. And now you're saying to this person, no, we got to see if you can even join this business. I might not want you in. I don't have to let you in. I don't have to tell you about anything. I don't have to sign you up. I don't have to. I can go home. I'm already in the business. I don't have to sign you up. So that's what you want to give. That's the kind of feeling that they're going to get when you do that third-party validation. So that's going to be really, really important. So I just wanted to really spend a little time on that, because if you're not inviting them to if you're not following the system, what ends up happening is that they sign up and they don't know what to do next. And people will sit in the level of indecision for a really long time. It's unfortunate. But you know where you've known what you're supposed to do, but you don't do it because you're like, and they just sit there. And sometimes they don't ask for help because they don't know they need to ask for help. And so what your job is after they've been exposed, they have some information, right? You've invited them to a presentation, you've done a third-party validation, they know about the business now. Now your job is to get a decision. And it doesn't matter what the decision is, okay? You cannot take it personally if people want to join or they don't want to join your business, if they want to buy or they don't want to buy your product. That is not your business. Your business, all your business is exposing, get a decision and move on with your life. That's what your job is. Because some will, some won't, so what? Who's next? That's a very popular saying in network marketing, and it's very true. Because, again, even though they might not be interested today, they might be interested 6 months from now. And you don't want to damage that relationship by saying, oh, but bro, you really got to come in. We're going to make so much money. I can't, why aren't you going to join this? This is going to be so great. Because then they're like, you're begging. You must really need me in your organization if you're going to sit here and beg me on the phone. It doesn't seem like it's an elitist group. And if you kind of keep it where it's like, I don't have to invite you to this business. I'm offering this to you. Do you want it? Do you not want it? And now it's like, oh, okay. And then sometimes it's good, and I'm not as good with the takeaway stuff. I'm usually like, you're not interested? Okay, let's go on to the next one. But a lot of people will take it away. They're sitting around, oh, well, I don't really know. So, well, you know what? Might not be right for you anyway. So do you know anybody else who's interested in making some money? Get that next referral. Set up another time and say, okay, I understand. That's fine. So do you want me to call you back in like 6 months? Because you never know. Things might have changed. And they'll say, okay, sure. And now you've left it. Now you keep your friendships intact. You keep your relationships intact. It was just a brief moment in time where you let them know about what you're doing and you kind of move on. So that's the system that you want to teach people. Can I run it deep? Contact, information, recontact, invite, decision. And you just keep doing that. And sometimes you'll stay up here, right here. You'll do this a lot. You'll keep going all the way up and down. It doesn't matter. That's part of the system. Some people, they're going to be excited, and they're going to roll into a decision after here. They're going to be like, okay, let's go. They're going to come in with people. Let's go, follow. But that's not going to be everybody. That's only going to be a few handful of people. Most people are going to just bounce back and forth. And that's your job, is just to keep following up, getting that system of following up, and moving them all the way through the system. So I think I had something on here. Okay, so remember, teaching distributors an easy-to-duplicate system will exponentially increase your income. Just because you are good at something doesn't mean your partners will be. Follow the system so that we can win. So we cannot win if Nikisha Bond tries to enroll everybody off of what Nikisha Bond is really good at. Because I won't enroll a bunch of Nikisha Bonds. In fact, I don't think I've ever met another Nikisha Bond. So no, really, I've never met anybody whose name was Nikisha Bond. So I don't think I'm going to enroll anybody who's going to be like me. Just like you're not going to enroll anybody who's like you. You're not going to enroll anybody who's like you. You might have people who have similar talents to you. You might have similar talents, but you might have someone like Terry who's great at video. We give all that to Terry. I don't even try to get into the video realm. It's like it needs to be taped, we call Terry. And that's the great thing, is because once you're all in, now you start to utilize everybody's talents. And you say, you know what? This person you're talking to, okay, well maybe they're not interested in Tim, and maybe they're interested in My Video Talk. You talk to a My Video Talk person, you get a contact from them so that you can start having them get exposed to the business. It doesn't matter, you just want to teach a system, because then it makes it easier for people. That's not me. Oh, that is me. Steven, you know what I got time for that. Sorry about that. Okay, so that is the Can I Run It Deep system. And I know we said we'd do a little role playing, and so we can, but I didn't want to take too much time because we're at 7:42 right now. So I want to see if there's any questions on the Can I Run It Deep. We're all good? Okay, since I have 15 minutes, I'm gonna show you guys something else because I think this is important.
Yeah, I wanted to see.
Okay, so this is the welcome letter that I send people. So when I was in my other network marketing company, I borrowed a lot of this stuff from them because they were very systematic and they kind of started off the same way we were. They had just launched into the United States. All their information was in Spanish, so all of the English speakers had to create all their stuff themselves. And so talking with a lot of them, I see a lot of the same struggles that we're going through, not having that system to follow, missing some of the tools that we need to be successful. So I created this welcome package kind of based on what they did. So when you first sign up a distributor, right, as soon as you click them through and you have their user ID number, this is what you're going to want to send them. And it basically welcomes them to TEN, tells them that you're their sponsor, you give them their TEN ID, their password, how to log into their back office and your TEN website, because the company's not giving that to you right now. So you want to give them this letter because this is going to give them how they can get started in their business. Because again, I know how we talked about the prospecting is the first 24 to 48 hours, where the distributorship is even more critical because this is what happens. I come here, I am jazzed, right? I sign up, I go home, and my husband says, "What did you do? I told you we're not doing any more network marketing companies. What did you do? What are you signing up for? What is this? What is this?" And you try and do with the little bit that you know to try and explain it to them, and they're like, "What? No, sprays. What is sprays? What have you got us into? What do you mean, $400? What? Oh, I was gonna go bike riding this weekend. Oh my gosh." Okay, so you have to give them something immediately once you sign them up. And so this is a great tool to give them. It makes it real for people. I know when I first got the package, I was excited to get sprays, so that was actually pretty exciting for me. But people who now, sprays is just a way of life, a back office is the way of life. A lot of people, they have a higher expectation than just getting a back office, a website, and sprays. They want something that tells me, what am I going to do? So what it says that you're going to find is you're going to find a 14-day plan, and we'll show you guys that really quick. And your sponsoring partner, which is me, I want you to schedule an orientation with me within 24 to 48 hours. What I want my prospects to do is within 24 to 48 hours, you need to make a list of 100 people using the memory jogger. And what we're going to do is we're going to schedule 2 hours together. We're going to go over everything that's in this welcome package, and I'm going to be on the call while you make calls. Why do I do that? I'm not going to say anything while I'm on the calls. I'm going to want to hear them make about 5 to 10 calls of just contacting and information. So I can give them some feedback of all the things that we've learned in here. I can give them, okay, for the next one, how about we try this? Oh, great, that was really good. Give them a lot of encouragement. It makes it not so scary, and it gets people to do it. Because if I just tell you, make a list of 100 people and call them. How many people have made their list of 100 people and called them? I'm not judging you. You don't have to raise your hand.
I haven't even wrote a list, but I definitely
I did.
called a few.
They ain't calling me back. I'm also on the...
That's okay. I mean, that's part of the game too, is the contact. But that's what I'm saying. If I tell you that we're going to schedule 2 hours together and I want you to make calls while I'm on the call, you can immediately, when you find someone who's on that call who's really interested, you immediately can say, well, you know what? I have my sponsor on the line, and I can get my sponsor on the line and introduce you to her. She's so smart. She knows so much about this. She'll answer any questions that you have. Look how quickly now you're moving people through the system. You might even get someone at your first TTP party. So that's the point of wanting to make that mastermind call. Now you, as a new distributor, or maybe you don't have anybody in your organization, that's okay. If you have a system, you don't have to know anything. They don't know. Think about it like this. If you plan a party and say you wanted balloons and a band and dancing and music, and the only thing you get is balloons, people who come in, they don't know we were supposed to dance. They don't care. They don't know there was supposed to be music. They don't care. They don't know any of these things. People don't know. People never know, so it doesn't really matter. Okay? So you can use these tools, and you don't have to meet them in person. You can use ooVoo, Skype. You're going to want to find out how you're going to contact them. You want to let them know, I'm going to be there for you, because what did we talk about? I've got you. What's my next job? My next job is not to get another one of you over here. If I only have one of you, my next job is going to be immediately to get you making some money. That's what I want to do. Because if I get him making money, I get him $100, how much more likely is he going to grow his organization and duplicate faster? If I say, great, I got you, but you know what? I can't get paid till I get over here, so I'll follow up with you a little bit later, and I'm going to come, and I got to go get this person over here. No, you lose this person. They die. They die a slow death. What you can do is you can say, you know what? My time is going to be spent built here, getting you here, having you duplicate, and then I'll go over here. Because then now I know exactly how to do it. So make sure that Yes.
Can I just bring up one thing?
Yeah.
You are concerned about getting both your left and right side.
Yes.
Because if you don't get both your left and right side, and you go down another level, you will never get paid $50 for that other side.
That's true, but you have to make sure that you take care of this person.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. You
Yeah.
do.
So if this takes you, 2 days to give this person lots of TLC so they can start off and start building their organization, that 2 days should be spent, it's okay, I think the wine popped. That 2 days should be spent over here versus over here. That's just my recommendation. There's no judgment, right? You can do what you want, it's your own business. I'm just giving you my own personal opinion. So then the next thing is, you want to make sure that you have this person's cell phone number, this person's email, and again, we want to duplicate. So if you get an email from me, what do? You send that email to your team, right? I give you an email, you send it out to their team, and you teach them to do the same thing, duplication. I send you a text message, you send them a text message, they send other people a text message, duplication. We want to keep that process because then we don't all have to think about it, okay? So we want to make sure, and there's certain things that just happen, right? Whenever, it doesn't matter. We're going to have the Wednesday TTP, whether nobody's here or everybody's here. We're going to have Thursday webinar, nobody here, everybody here. We're going to try and do the trainings every other Saturday. So it doesn't matter, we're going to keep doing it. That way you know where to plug your person in, when to contact them, and when to give them info. If you don't get people plugged in, they will quit. Because they tend to not know what to do, and so they just quit. And when you only, I wasn't going to quit the grass business because I spent $2,500, okay? I'm not going to quit the grass business. $2,500 is a lot of money. I spent $400. Perspective. If I stop running my 10 business, I've already made my $400 back. There's no skin off my back. Right. I can do auto ship. I cannot build another person. And so that's what you're facing against. If people spent $4,000 to get into this business, everybody would be on their game selling this stuff. But when you spend $400, oh yeah, I'll get to it tomorrow. Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. Rose, why are you calling me? I'll get to you tomorrow. And then they forget. So you want to get them plugged into the system, because what if you quit? What if you quit and you don't want to be in the business anymore? If you don't plug them into a centralized system, then they will leave when you leave, and you'll drop a whole organization. Right? Okay. So the 10 steps. How much time do I have? Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, great. So the first step, they need to get on an auto ship. And I would say when you're talking to people, tell them why they need to get on the 10 spray auto ship. If it's just a couple, hey, you guys are both going to be using it. 4 for her, 4 for you, 2 to give away for people. That's what you want to get people on. Be a product of the product. You do not want to join this business and do like I did with my first company and not use the products. Because I didn't care about the products. It could have been widgets. We could have been selling stones with little smiley faces on. I didn't care. I was not interested in that. I was interested in making money, okay? But one of the first questions people asked me was, how does it work? Do you like it? Do you have any results? And I was like, well, right. Sheila, she says it's great. She uses it all the time, right? But with this business, I found that when I'm able to, maybe I don't have a product story for every single thing that we sell, but I could say the Dream Time. That's the one that I really like. I have a really good story for that. And so I tell my story. People love for you to tell your story. People love stories. I hate stories. They're a waste of time. But you know what? It's not about me. I have to get over myself. It's about everybody else and what everybody else needs, and people like stories. So if 80% of the people like stories, and I'm a 20% who doesn't like stories, I better learn how to tell a story. So be a product of the products is your first thing. Get on the 10 sprays. The next one is to make a 90-day goal. We don't really talk about this very much, but goals are what leads you to reality. I can tell you right now, if you don't have a 90-day game plan, you are going nowhere in the next 90 days. Promise you that. You don't have a vision board, you are going nowhere in the future. I promise you that. I'm sorry. I know we don't like to say that. I know we don't like to talk about that because it sounds rude when I say that. It's just reality, though. You have to have a plan on where you're going to go because it tells you how you're going to get there. If you say, I want to become an executive in the next 90 days, right? Or I want to become an executive in the next 14 days. How are you going to get there if you don't have a plan? You need to say, okay, I think that if I talk to 10 people off my list every single day, at least one of those people will come to a TTP party, and that means that I could probably enroll maybe 2 people. You have to figure out what your 90-day plan is so that you can get there. And you want to go over this with your prospect too, because you want to know, where are they going? Do they want to be me and they want to max out the compensation plan? Their goals and their way to get there is going to be totally different than someone who wants to make an extra $500 a month. We have 2 totally different plans. And you have to learn that, because if you start pitching to someone who only wants to make $500, okay, you need to do this, and you need to do this, and you need to do this, you're going to overwhelm them. And they're like, I don't want all that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not. Sorry. So you have to know where people are, and that's knowing their why. Do they just want to buy a puppy? Do they just want to go on vacation? Do they want to just, have some money in savings? Most people are $500 away from filing bankruptcy. An additional $500 would change their life. So that's what I'm saying. Not everybody wants to have hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in the bank like Akeisha Bond and Terry Whitener. Okay? Some people just want to have a couple extra $100 so they don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. So you got to know where they're at. The next is making a mastermind meeting. And the mastermind meeting with your prospect is just going over all of this stuff. Again, imagine if you can teach the same system to every single person. And if you guys want to stay later, I can show you what that looks like if you have perfect duplication. And it's really like 2,000 people to get to the point where you're maximizing the compensation plan. There's more than 2,000 people just in Marietta. You're never going to saturate this market. And that doesn't even have to be just people who are team builders. That can be people who are just sitting in your back office getting their reorder because they need this stuff. So remember that you're not alone. Make sure that they opt into the winwith10.com so they can receive the company emails. Company emails make it official. Make sure that everybody's getting involved. Make sure that everybody's knowing. Make sure that they check their emails. People don't check their email. Give an email that you actually are going to check, not the one that you send all your spam to. This is one that you need to check. Miss Tina. Attend your local 10 tasting party. Now, why do I say this? Okay. I say this because it builds that sense of belief. If you come here and you see people talking about it, it becomes real. If you know that Rose and Nikisha and Joyce and Malia are still in the business, they're still working it, Lisa, all you guys, still in the business, still working their business, it builds that sense of belief, and sometimes it just makes you, close your ears, Mom, get off your ass and do something, okay? That's why it's important. That's why it's important to attend your local tasting parties. And you can learn something new. A lot of times I'll come in and I'll say, Rose, somebody told me that the dream time doesn't work for them. She told me, great. She said, you know what? They need to experiment with the sprays. I didn't know that. I experimented on my own because, whatever. No judgment, no judgment. And she's like, and sometimes people can be so melatonin deficient that they need more in their body. And then eventually they can do like her husband, builds up, and they can start lowering their dosage. And I get a lot of that. And so now when people say that about the melatonin, I know exactly what to say to them. And I say, you know what? I know I give you a sample, try it out, see if it works. I said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to start with 4, go up to 6, 8, 10, 12, see how it works for you, okay? I do 1 spray for every hour I want to sleep. And I give them that feedback. And you know what? The guy I did that to, he bought my spray. He's like, you know what? I'm going to keep working on it. Because I do notice that I sleep a little bit better even the little time that I do sleep. Bam, that's a customer for life, right? So we want to make sure that you're coming here because this is your place to ask questions. You know, Kim told us she didn't know about the D3 and gallbladder. Nobody had told her that. This is where you come to get that information. Also, you want to listen to your weekly team and corporate calls. There is a lifestyle call every morning at 8. I always listen in. I may not always pay attention, but I always listen in because I'm just being honest, right? Because there's always something that I learned that I didn't learn before. And the great thing about those morning calls, testimonies. I don't have a good D3 testimony. Is it working? I don't know. I figure it's like good measure. It's like insurance, right? It's better to have it than not to have it. So that's how I take my D3. You listen to Pastor Denise, she has an amazing story on D3, measurable story on D3. It was between having a lung transplant and being on oxygen for the rest of her life was the story of D3 for her. That's powerful. That's powerful to tell somebody. Wouldn't have known that if I hadn't been on the call. So you want to make sure you plug into the calls every morning. They're only about 30 minutes.
And I will say that we are going to be starting to call on Monday nights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
We got that
corporate call.
approved with Mel. So,
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So
Woohoo!
Monday.
We're going to do a Monday night call, y'all. Woo! Okay.
So
What?
kind of get an idea of what, and it would be great if you guys could get on. We're going to do it at 7:10.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we figured 7:10 would be good because that way people, they get home, they eat dinner. Most people are cleaning up around that time, so they can. Sounds good?
Yeah.
When does that start?
Well, Nikisha and I have to.
We just got it cleared.
The same number and pounds
yeah.
number?
Yeah, it's going to be the same corporate number. We just got it cleared.
And so we did do that. So we just need to sit and decide how we're going to do this. I thought maybe a little bit of testimonial, and I think comp plan
Yeah.
Because I mean, really, most people who are coming in, they really want to know about the comp plan, and
Yes.
since you do such a fabulous job. So, and then I can talk about the matrix or something, but I think that would be really important, because I don't think those calls talk too much about comp plan.
No.
And I think we need to have a maybe Monday night comp plan, because really the comp plan is what makes 10 so different and special to dual core binary. So
And
lots of people have
That's a
heard
lot
of
different,
that.
like, I've now heard you do it, 4 times, I think, and I think, oh, I leave here thinking, oh my gosh, I know this, and I can do it. And
Yeah.
here I was trying to talk about it, and I was like 2 steps into it, and I was like, well, there's 10 ways, and it's really good, but I can't really finish the rest of it, because Steve's better at that than I am. And so I was able just to say that, and she was okay with it, but it's funny, because I think, oh, okay, I got it, and you go to talk about it, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, and also sometimes I think that when people, if we know that the comp plan's gonna be on Monday,
Mhm.
then I think that's gonna make a big difference.
Invite the
Because
guests,
if you want to invite somebody, they know that Monday night is comp plan.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank you
so
for
I
that,
can make
Rose.
it good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and so let's see, let me go back to the welcome steps. Okay, so you want to make sure you attend your local Saturday trainings. These are the trainings that help people from going to no one in their team to lots of people and making lots of money. And the reason why is because you just learn so much here, and you can ask people questions, and you can give people scenarios. I ran into this, what do I do? You can do some real life training, you can do some role playing. It just really, really helps to get plugged into your super training. And attend regional events. Now, let me make sure that everyone understands the difference between a training like this. I'm going to give you tactical things you're going to be writing and making notes. A national or regional event is more inspirational, right? You're going to walk away, you're going to see Prissy and Memo get their cars. It's exciting. We're all going to cheer for them. But you might not get anything that you write down. You might just get, this is how the world glows, and this is what makes everything happy, and this is how you inspire people, and that's great, but there's a difference. You want training, you go to a training session. National events help to build that belief. The belief that, look, people are actually making money in this business. People are actually moving up the ladder, ranks are being had, people are being paid. It's real. You come to a training, I'm going to say, this is how you talk to your prospect. This is what you want to do. This is the system you want to follow. This is the education. This is the matrix. This is the spray. This is what it does for you. These are tactical things. Training is more high level, global, inspirational, but still very important. The other thing I'm going to want to do with the prospect is make sure that they have a workout partner. You need to have somebody, other than me, your sponsor, who's going to hold you accountable. Doesn't matter who that person is. I say someone in the business would be better, but if you don't have anybody in the business, get a friend who's going to hold you accountable. It's like a weight loss partner, right? You guys hold it on. Did you exercise today? Did you eat right? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, you're on time. 2 people of the same mind. 2 or more together, there he is also. So if you don't like it, sorry. The next one is plug into personal development. Man, I have to tell you guys that I wish that I had done network marketing when I was in my 20s. I know you guys think I'm in my 20s, but I'm not in my 20s. But I wish that I had done it because I've learned more in the last year and a half about business and personal development, me as a person, than I have had all my business experience. I thought I knew, but I didn't know. Reading books like Think and Grow Rich, reading books like The 12 Pillars of Success, all of these different books help to change you as a person. And some of them I knew. One of them that I really love is The Slight Edge. It talks about things that you do that take you on a happy path, things that you do that take you on a bad path. It's a great book because it gives you that perspective, because it's like if you eat a cheeseburger today, it's not going to kill you, right? It's not going to kill. It's not going to hurt you at all. But if you eat a cheeseburger every single day for the next 3 years, you're going to be fat. I can promise you that. But if you eat good and eat green leafy vegetables today and exercise, you're not going to be thin tomorrow, but you're going to be thin in the long run, right? And so it just talks about the divergence of paths. But I didn't know any of this stuff. And it also talks about how things are easy to do and things are easy not to do. And I didn't understand that that was the trick in network marketing. You hear all this stuff that I'm talking about, this is easy. I haven't told you guys to do anything. In fact, if I said everybody get up and switch chairs, right? Okay, nobody got up, right? But it would be easy for us to get up and switch chairs, but it's very easy to sit down and not switch chairs. Like, what do I need to switch chairs for? And that's the same thing. It's easy to tell people, make a list and call 100 people. That's easy. That's not hard. But it's easy for me to sit at home and do Candy Crush too. So no judgment. The next one, so stay committed for 12 months. When you're talking to people, you want people who are going to be in it for the long haul. It doesn't do you any service if they just get in, they sit there and they quit. Nobody's gonna make any money. You might as well stay home. Don't waste my time. If I'm gonna spend 2 hours investing in you, pouring my knowledge into you, sitting up here speaking, answering all your questions, picking up the phone whenever you call, and you quit in 2 months, ain't nobody got time for that. You need to be in it for the long haul, because I'll tell you, most businesses don't make any money in their first year of operation. They usually make money in their second year or third year. So you need to have someone who's gonna be committed for 12 months. Even if you're saying your level of commitment is just to be on the auto ship. That's all I can promise right now. I don't know how much I can run the business. Okay, stay on your auto ship, but at least you know you have the business in case you ever want to run it. That's at least the amount of commitment that I need for someone who's 12 months. And then I give people a couple of books to read. So some of the ones that I think if you haven't read, they're all really great, and I've read them all. The ones that have really changed my life. The 12 Pillars is a really good book. I knew some of those, but it will always get to be reminded. It's a great read. The Slight Edge was great. 45-second presentation. Really talks about network marketing and breaks it down for you. Breaks it down into really small chunks, and it's very easy to read. How to Win Friends and Influence People, really good for people who may not have a personality, like your brother. Exactly. Yeah, okay. Make Your First Million in Network Marketing. You'll see that this book was written in like 1990 something. It doesn't matter, because the system that I just taught you guys today is the same system we've been doing for the last 20 years, and it works because it's a system. The Greatest Salesman in the World, didn't quite get that book. The Business of the 21st Century. I didn't follow it, so that was the note that she read. But it is a good one. It's more of you read the same thing over and over again for the next 30 days, and it helps you to kind of put that in your mind. So these are some great books that I like to get people started off with. Oh, I'm over time, but you guys are still here, so since no one is falling asleep. It doesn't matter. Nobody's falling asleep, so you guys get one more. And then I'll shut up, I promise. And this one's a really good one too, is Become a 10 Executive in 14 Days. This is an elevated plan. It's not for the weak at heart. It's not really for the person who wants to make $120 extra a month or $500 a month. It's for the person who's really trying to set their network marketing company off. So Ground Zero, you've just joined an amazing auto company. Get on your auto ship. The first day, first hour, you need to have them create a list of 200 people. I say 200 because then you might get 100. If you say 100, you'll get 50. So say 200, say 1,000. Doesn't matter, just go there. Prioritize the list. Don't call anyone until you have your mastermind meeting. The worst thing that you can do if you're very new to network marketing, you're very new to business, is to get out there and just start calling people and fumbling around. You might lose some of your really great prospects. So then you want to have the mastermind meeting. You need to have that within the first day, 48 hours at the most. Again, you want to make sure that you don't sign people up and they don't hear from you for a week and you say, hey, how are you doing? How's your business going? By then they're pissed. They're pissed and they don't want to talk to you. This doesn't work. Nobody wants to join. I don't know what to do. So you want to go over the welcome letter, get them to do their goals. Make sure you know their reason why. Why do you want to know their reason why? Because when they call you and they want to quit, or they call you and they want to complain, you can say, well, you know what? This is what I tell people all the time. Okay, quit. How are you going to reach your goal of X? How are you going to do it? Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah, I really do need this. Is there ever going to be a better opportunity? No, you're right. Okay, yeah. Because they're going to go there. They're going to go there. It's natural. We're going to quit. It gets hard. We're always taught you got to be comfortable, right? You exercise too much. Well, calm down. Be comfortable. Don't stretch up. Get comfortable shoes. Sit down if you're feeling tired. We teach people to be comfortable. So when they get into a situation where all of a sudden they're uncomfortable, it's like, this can't be right. I'm uncomfortable. It cannot be right. I'm doing this wrong. It's wrong. I can't do this. This is uncomfortable. And so you're going to have to remind them of their why. Why are you here? You guys are all here for a certain reason, because you guys wouldn't be listening to me at 8 o'clock at night if you weren't here for a reason. You want to do something. You want to know something. You want to go somewhere. And so you have to keep reminding that, because now you're going to kind of become their cheerleader. You don't want to have someone who calls you and you sit on the phone for like hours listening to them whine. You want to get straight to the point. Okay, quit. What are you going to do? How are you going to stay home with your kids now? How are you going to be a stay-at-home mom? How are you going to do your gym and have a supplement income so you don't have to work 7 days a week? How are you going to control your time? How are you going to spend more time with your kids? How are you going to do that? That's fine if you want to quit. Just tell me how, so I know. I can put it in my little book. They'll fix it right up. The next one is role-playing and using scripts. The next one is role-playing and using scripts.
That's why I said she should be the top of the ladder.
The next one is role-playing and using scripts. So there's lots of scripts out there. You know, I Googled MLM scripts. You'll get a whole bunch of them. That's why I don't have any to send you guys. Use the one that works for you. It doesn't matter. There's tons of them out there. You can change it. MLM.
M&M is a router.
And multi-level marketing. There's another book that's called Multi-Level Marketing, Overcoming Objections. I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. Okay, well, you know, if I told you that I was gonna give you a lottery ticket for $1 million, would you come up with 400? Yeah, I totally would. Okay, so, hey, think of it. People always come up for money for the things that they want. How much money do you make? In your email, they have answers for that. Review the compensation plan with them and the products. Go over the matrix, go over the comp plan, go over the products with them. Let them have a sense of comfortability with this business that they're gonna go and talk to people about. And then you wanna help them make their first 10 contact calls. And you want to schedule a 2-hour home party with them. Now, why do you want to do a home party with them? Because they are more likely to get people to come to their house for a party than they are to get them to come to maybe our weekly TTP. So you want to make sure that the first thing you do is you call their first 10 people, and their 10 people is to give them some information, maybe even just invite them. If you already know family members, just invite them. Hey, we're going to have a TTP this weekend. No, you don't have to call it 10 TTP. We're going to have this grand opening for my business. I'm so excited. I want you to come out and support me. Make sure I didn't get hooked up with, some crazy gang that's taking all my money. Whatever. Get them out there. And if we keep building that system of duplication, then it doesn't matter if we have a TTP here at the office, because they'll be able to duplicate that down the road. And again, we want to keep in mind, what do we want them to do?
Get the two.
Because if we forget this, and we start overwhelming them with come to the weekly meetings, come to the Saturday trainings, come to this, come to this, come to this, here's a text, here's an email, here's a text, here's an email. People are like, I can't do this. But if you can get someone to executive in 14 days, I can guarantee you they will grow in your organization exponentially. Because you're saying, look, I just want you to get 2. We can have a TTP party, get 10 of your friends over here in the next week, have 2 people sign up. Of course, when someone comes and they hear this compensation plan and they see these products, they're gonna join. It's a no-brainer. Getting him there is the harder part, right?
And I must say that one of the reasons that Mel and Amy went with the binary, okay, is because there's studies that prove that most people know 2 people that will come into the business. So that's what I like about the binary, because there always will be at least 2 people. I mean, they might not be your first, your friends or your family, but somewhere along the line you're going to meet those 2 people. So make sure you get those 2 people plugged in and help those 2. And then a lot of times I find that when you tell somebody, most people know 2 people who want to have a home-based business. So.
Or passive income, because that's really good, especially for some of your chicken list people. That's what they call them.
Chicken list? Oh,
Yeah.
chicken list. Hello.
People that you were scared to call. Okay, so then so after you do your mastermind meeting, you want to have them make calls, invite. Make calls, invite. Make calls, give information, invite. So for day 3, 4, and 5, you want them constantly calling on the phone, because what ends up happening is, here's how it goes. I sign up today, I'm excited, I'm jazzed, I'm ready to go. I talk to 10 people today, maybe my sponsor calls up with me, and I talk to 10 people tomorrow, and they know I'm going to call the 3rd day, and I'm going to call 10 people. By the time their 10 tasting party comes, they'll have people at that meeting, because the sponsor's going to go, you're going to go, we're all going to be there, it's going to be great. If you send that person and you say, hey, good luck, arrivederci, I'll contact you in a week, that person probably will do nothing. Because it's easy, and that's what they're used to doing. They're used to not calling people, so why would they all of a sudden wake up and say, I'm going to call people? They're not going to be unless you create a habit for them and you create a plan for them. So if you say, great, you're going to call 10 people tomorrow, I'm going to call you and see how it does. I want to make sure that you get at least one person on a 3-way call with me. Now this person feels like, okay, I'm a little accountable. Now there's not everybody that you can do that to, right? You're going to meet some people who are not going to appreciate that, but you're going to meet people who are going to appreciate that. And you'll have to feel these people out. You'll know when you see them. You'll say, hey, do you want me to follow up and call you tomorrow and see how you went? Okay, no, I don't need you to call me. Okay, great. So how many people do you think you're going to invite on a 3-way call? So I can be prepared. Okay, I'm going to be available between this hour and this hour, so let's try and schedule the, if you start doing that, instead of just saying, I'm going to call you back and check up on you, because it's their business. They have to take ownership of their business. But you can say, look, my hours are going to be between this time and this time and this time, so let's try and schedule your 3-way calls between then. How many people do you think I'll be talking to tomorrow? I'm going to try and get all 10 of them. Great, I'm going to be available for all 10 of those people for you. So that's what you want to start doing with them. And then remember, they're going to be learning when you do the mastermind meeting. They're going to be doing when they're going to be calling people. They're going to be teaching when they get their people in, and they're going to be teaching people to teach other people. So I'm teaching you guys to teach other people. That's the goal of the Saturday meeting, is for me to teach you to teach other people, to you to take the information that you get here, not just house it amongst yourself and say, that was a great training, I feel great. It's for you to then go back and talk to your team and say, hey, we had a great Super Saturday. I wanted to get everybody together for 30 minutes, and I want to go over some of the things that I learned that I think will help you to grow your organization. Because it doesn't matter if you know all this information. If you don't tell anybody and they don't start working the business, you won't make any money. So it's always important to make sure that whatever you learn, that you're passing that down. I got an email, I got a text, I pass it down. You know, I get a phone call or whatever, I pass it down. There's a new call I'm going to get people on, I pass that information down. And you don't want to do it for everybody in your team. You want to teach them the system so they can do it themselves. I should realistically only be calling the people that I personally sponsored. Because if I sponsor someone and I put them, you know, later on in my organization down here, well, they don't know him or him, they only know me, so I'm going to put that person on my call list, right? But, you know, this person and this person I should be calling, but these two people they should be calling. And hopefully these people they should be calling. You shouldn't have to, but if you start putting other people in and you sponsor them, that's when you want to make those calls to them. But again, and I keep going back to this, and I know we're over time, so Rose will be around if anybody has any questions about duplication. It's about teaching that system to people. Even if it doesn't work for you, even if I sit here like I did and say I don't like it, there's a lot of things about network marketing that I don't like. There's a lot of things that I don't like about it. But you know what? Successful people do for a short time what most people won't, so they can do for a lifetime what most people can't. And that's just the bottom line. There's going to be things that you don't like. There's going to be things that are going to stretch you and make you uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't still do them because they're the right things to do. And if you teach the system, people can follow a system. That's why McDonald's can have 17-year-olds running a $1 billion organization.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and...
I want to just throw something out really quick that somebody showed me. Do you remember this square?
Yeah. You guys online, we're gonna be done for the meeting today, but I'll leave it on in case you guys want to listen in. But the meeting is officially over. Sorry, Terry, I didn't give you a chance to give us a proper goodbye.
It's okay.
Okay, but it's a little bit late. I'm gonna let Rose do her little thing, but I wanted to make sure that people who had to maybe go because it's 8:14, we're just gonna kind of sit around.
DEGINNING.
So thank you guys so much for listening. Sorry
Wait, I
we
want
went
to
a little
show
over
this
time.
really quick.
She doesn't listen.
I never listen. Can you guys see this?
No.
Oh, they're looking at that thing over there.
Right there. Here. Can you see
Oh,
that?
I have to take it
This
off
is-
while you see it.
Okay, so this is really interesting because one of the things that we were at a meeting that they talked about, in the beginning, we have a lot of work to do, okay?
Oh, it's time and money. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, so we have time
Aye.
and we have money, okay? So in the beginning, we're going to have to invest a lot of time, okay? And as we invest the time, we have very little money here. Okay, remember Mel and Amy's story, their first check? $16.90. I think anybody who belongs to 10 does better than that, okay? So I think that's what encouraged Mel and Amy to do this dual core binary. And then, obviously, as we get going, I like to think of planting little seeds. So the little seeds are right here. And as time goes on, the plants start growing and growing, and then they start bearing fruit. Okay? So, which means, you know, like when you have a little apple tree and becomes a big apple tree, it just kind of starts giving you fruit every year. You just got to water it. So keep that in mind. And I think it has to happen that way. You know, but it's like it says in the Bible, you reap what you sow. So if you're not talking to people and you're not out there sowing, then you're not going to do much reaping, right? So I just wanted to show that because that was like, for me, this was like, oh, yeah, because I'm a visual person. I have to see it. So just keep that in mind. And I do, and that's why I like the binary, the matrix. And there's, in your plan, there's a matrix, right? In your
Yes, in the
welcome package?
yes.
Yeah, you guys make sure you make plenty of copies of that. Because again, I like to make one for each person. And have them make one for each one of their person too. Because again, if they're a visual person, it's really easy when we just have to fill in the blanks. Okay, and you can sit with them and ask them, okay, who's this person? Let's go ahead and fill this blank in. Okay?
Yay.
So, all right.